I know it's been a few weeks. I apologize. You know, the last few weeks I've been trying to do as much as I could to get as many plants as I could out of the farm now that we have sold the farm. If you don't know, you know, what happened to the farm and the flooding and all that stuff, you know, tune back to one of our last videos. I think was We're Back, which kind of explains, you know, what we were kind of forced into in terms of selling the farm. But yeah, we were trying to basically find a farmer to take it over, and we didn't have any luck with that. And basically our first three bidders were all developers. One wanted to build 27 homes on the property. Another one wanted to build like possibly a hotel, and forget what the other guy wanted to do. But we ended up going with a much lower price with the guy who said he basically wanted to keep it for his family. You know, he's not a farmer, but I showed him a few things. I showed him how things work, and he gave me his word that he was going to keep it the way it is. And you know, I told him, like, you know, the blueberries they'll last for decades if you take care of them. So he's got some kids he wants to put to work over there, and he's in the employment industry, meaning that he supplies employers to Purdue, which was an interesting story hearing about that. So yeah, he has money, and you know, he has the resources. So I pulled out as many blueberries as I could, just for us on a personal basis. You know, 6 here, 9 there, different varieties. Same thing with the raspberries. Not too many of the raspberries and the blackberries. You know, because what we wanted to do now is create a home with permaculture as a basis for our landscape and everything. And I'm out here in the woods right now. This is a wonderful trail that I like to come to. It's really only like 10 minutes away from our house, and this is a really beautiful place to just, you know, come and connect. And let me just kind of show you the scene here. We got a little pond over here. Let's see if you can see that. Sorry if it's a little shaky, but yeah, it's really beautiful. You can hear the birds in the background. Yeah, this is where I come to now to just be with the trees. Right now the trees are, I'm like, I just gotta be in the trees. I gotta be in the water. You know, you guys know we're in Bethany Beach, so you know, we're right close to the beach and the ocean. So you know, try to go out there as much as I can to get my feet in the water and on the sand. And being in the trees is it's almost like, you know, breathing for me. I have to come out here. If I don't come out here enough, I feel, you know, detached in some way. So it's nice to be able to reach out to you guys and talk to people who know that the real awakening is within our own hearts. And you know, those of you who've, you know, been through struggles, you know, you've been as a child, you know, this is all we've signed up for this. Me being an empath, I can feel a lot of emotions. I've always been a pretty passionate person, and you know, when I'm walking around now, even in the grocery stores, or you know, I really have to like put a shield around me because I can feel people's energies. It's really gotten intense nowadays, and you know, through some new training that I'm getting now, I'm starting to learn, getting back into energy healing, and learning how to shield myself and protect my aura. Even if I'm extending my aura too far out, you know, if someone's walking by me, I can feel them behind me, side, whatever, and it's you have to be careful, because you know, you can end up, you know, latching on to some of that energy if you're not careful. Look at this bird over here. Oh, he just stepped out. Come on, guy, get in there. There you go. Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. How you doing? You want to be on? Want to be on video? Huh? You're beautiful. So, but one important thing I want to let you guys know about is that, and I want to ask you guys too, because I don't know if anyone else has been having extremely lucid dreams. And I've had lucid dreams for decades. But back in my 20s, it was more on the, I don't want to say darker side, but I was definitely doing more purging back in those days, dealing with my, childhood traumas, and now the dreams have become much more interesting over the last couple years, and now it's intensified the last few months, like big time. And you ever have like dreams where you're in the same, the same people, you're usually in the same environment, and like I'm usually like in a lot of my dreams, I'm usually like in a military place. The people I know are usually the same kind of people. I recognize them. We're always out doing some kind of missions, usually like leaping like high up and jumping forward like, I don't know, 50 feet across. These dreams are just getting more and more vivid nowadays. And some of them were, I'm using telekinesis abilities, and moving really heavy objects. And even though I play with that here in this physical form, it's been on a really light basis, paper, stuff like that, nothing major. But yeah, does anybody you guys have those kinds of dreams where you have like people that you come to on a regular basis? You go into your dreams and you see them all the time, their faces. And yeah, and I had this one meditation. I had this huge, beautiful blue bird stretched out his wings. Must have been like 20 feet across. I had a gold chest and tummy. And I think I remember if his head was white, if I remember correctly. And he folded his wings together and kind of bowed down and put almost his hands in prayer. And I bowed down as well. And he told me to look up at the sun. And he showed me the sun, and I looked up at it. And as soon as I did that, and this was while I'm meditating, I felt like a shock in my just above, I want to say, my sacred chakra, above the root chakra. And then after that, I was swept into what looked like Mars, because I saw what looked like the rover. And before you know it, I saw this huge spider. It must have been about 30 feet across. His legs were like huge. I mean, they're probably like, I don't know, a foot wide, just one of his legs. And I was sitting there looking at him. And I was like, whoa, this dude is huge. And I would say he had to be standing a good, I don't know, 15 feet tall from his head down to the bottom of his feet. I felt like I can walk underneath of him, and he turned around, and he was like right next to me. Basically, I could like reach out and touch him with his fuzzy legs. And he turned around, I could see the butt of his body. And in the distance, I saw a scorpion. It was the wildest thing. And I was like, whoa, what am I looking at here? And then I was pointed I was looking towards the direction of these, I don't want to say mountains, they're more like a hillside. And then as I went to the hillside, the side of it opened up, and it was basically, I don't want to say a cave because it was you know, shaped angular at the top. So it was definitely like some kind of base. And I went in, and then went towards the left, and then these bay doors opened up like, you know, like a side to side opened up like that, and it opened up into a huge room. I want to say it was at least 100 feet across, 100 feet high up in the air, the ceiling I mean. And I saw this saucer, and this disc-shaped saucer, and it had lifted up, and I could like basically walk underneath of it and look at the whole structure. I actually wrote down I keep a track of my meditation visions and my dreams. So I sketched it out and how it looked like. It had like these circular lights going around the base, and then I think there were 3 in the center. And then I was told that I knew how the energy worked, and that I actually operated the ship. I was actually able to drive it, and that kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, whoa, okay, am I like tapping into, you know, another part of me? You know, I have no idea, but it's interesting how I'm having that in my meditations, and in my dreams I'm, you know, usually in some kind of military compound of some kind, and it usually looks underground, at least the feeling of it that it's underground, not all the time. So yeah, that's really, I thought that was really interesting. I thought I'd share that with you guys. The birds are talking. And then, during another meditation, I had these blue beings approach me. In their bird form. And these are the blue avians. Now, I'm not one to like, you know, I never really followed the blue avians. I really didn't know much about them except a little bit from what I heard. But then when they had approached me in meditation, they had asked me if I could be a contact for them. And I'm a pretty good feel of people's energy and their intentions. So they were very loving, and I think there was about 3 of them. And I said yes, and they said they would be in contact. So that night, and this was back in March, I want to say. That night I had a dream where I went into the forest, and it opened up into this huge open area, and there was this huge fence, and there was doorways. One of the doorways was about, I don't know, good Lord, about, I want to say at least 20 feet tall, big, huge, like bay doors. And then there was a small doors over here. It kind of went up like this. If I can get that up like this, and then the fence kind of went down, and then to a small, regular-sized guy like me. So I went over to the right side, and I walked in, and then that's when I saw them. And all I wanted to do is run up to, or actually I ran up to them and hugged them. And they're like, okay. I was like, hold up, you know, we don't do that. So they're more, they speak telepathically, and they don't, you know, I'm very passionate, and I just want to hug people, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, so they allowed me in, and the way they live is beautiful. The way they showed me, their village is really connected with the trees. I mean, it's really interesting that they allow me to see like some of their structures, and almost kind of like remind me how the Ewoks are on Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, only much more extravagant, and a lot of more curvature. They had these pathways that were curved with, like, you know, vines, beautiful walkways, and you walk up, you have these like pathways that go up to towards the trees, and then you have these little areas that are circular, almost like a nest. I kind of look at it like a nest. That's where they sleep. They sleep in these little nesting areas, curved up on each side. So you have like one person on one side of the nest, the other person on the other side, just kind of like laying on their side. And I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. And then as you walk around, they have like this common area that I guess they come and eat, and they don't eat like like we do. I think from what I remember, they mainly seeds. I would assume similar to what a bird eats. And then I was looking at one of their bathing areas. They had like another circular type deal where they had water flowing kind of down. And I saw one of them. And their skin, they don't have skin. It's just like well, blue avians. They're feathers, but really tight like feathers. And their hair, and they all look different. Some had like really cool like mohawk. This one guy had like a mohawk kind of deal going on with his feather, and almost like purple. They're all blue, but some of them have like just different variations. One of them had like his eyelashes was really like long and beautiful, and just really beautiful beings. And the way they live so connected to the trees and to the planet. So I was really honored to be able to experience that. So if any of you guys are experiencing anything like that, let me know, because I'm trying to like put all these pieces together. And I've dealt with and I know when there's negative beings around me. I've had plenty of experiences with Zetas 10 plus years ago. They have their own intentions, but this is not about fear. We're moving into a new, higher form of vibration and and dimension. So everything has its purpose. We all chose this crazy path, and it was a rough one. It still could be rough, but don't dwell on the negative stuff so much. We all had certain missions that we had to accomplish, and sometimes you got to be deep in the madness kind of thing, as part of the process. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys, because I know that's one of the things that they wanted me to do. And if anybody else is experiencing anything like that, just let me know. Yeah, it's just really it's really amazing, and I kind of feel honored. And they had given me a like some kind of metal. It was like a silver metal that had like a sketching on it, or like a line, and it went down like that, and it had like a kind of like another protruding line to it. I'd have to like maybe show you guys my drawing of it. And then they had surrounded me. I think there was like 3 of them, one in front, one here. I think there was maybe more if I remember. I have it written down. And they all kind of like just put their loving energy to my heart, and so it was really interesting experience seeing that in meditation and then in my dreams. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you guys. And this is an area over here. Let me show you over here real quick before I go. This is the bay, but yeah, I mean, are any of you guys like starting to tap into like different realms? I've seen some people talk about they're starting to see more on the fairy realms. Other people are starting to see more elementals, and I've seen energy beings through meditations a few years back, where I seem to have traveled to a different universe, and their world was just all energy, all light. The runways, they had runways all light, but no, I don't want to get into that story. But this is really nice. Let me show you guys. This is the bay. There's usually like a little bird that sits up there. That's his nest. It's really beautiful. Let me just show you guys the water here. But yeah, these are amazing times right now, and you know, just make sure you're drinking lots of water. Try to eat as clean as possible. Stay away from meat if you can. I know a lot of you guys, you know, don't eat meat, so if anybody does, you know, just try to give it a rest for a week at least, you know. Hey, birdie. Let me see if you guys can see him. He's up there. There he goes. Yeah. He'll usually fly around if people are walking around here. He's just protecting his nest, or her nest, I don't know. But let me show you the water. Yeah, it's beautiful out here. Look at him go. Hey, buddy. Hi. Alright, so I'm going to be trying to keep you guys posted to what we're going to be doing. Everything is still up in the air right now. And I want to thank all you guys for, you know, even suggesting to ask for money for the farm. And, you know, I didn't want to do that. I mean, there's just no way. It was just, you know, the way how much money we were spending on the farm just to pay the mortgage, you know, would be too much to ask for. But you know, if you guys want to help us out with these videos, that'd be great. I will put a post for a PayPal donation if anybody wants to be kind and, you know, donate whatever. Also hit the like button, share these videos, and now is the time that, you know, we need to wake up and connect with everything, with the trees, with our planet, Mother Gaia, with the rest of the civilizations in the universe. This is a really exciting time, guys. So I will stay in tune with you guys, and we'll see how things go. And hopefully we'll be finding a place to move to soon, and I can start planting again. Although I have planted some stuff in our backyard at the house, just in pots, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. You know, we're hoping to, you know, be able to leave here in the next few months, but we'll see. Have to see how that goes. I have no idea. So keep your fingers crossed for us, and keep doing your thing. All right, keep growing, stay in the heart, guys. Take care.